الصف التاسع الأساسي، كتاب اللغة الانكليزية، الوحدة التعليمية الثانية، الدرس الرابع، cities. يغطي هذا التسجيل من صفحة 32 حتى صفحة 33 من كتاب الطالب، وصفحة 20 و 21 من كتاب الأنشطة. تقدمة مبادرة ضوء بصوت ريم سروجي. النص الأول: Planning for a better city. Our paper is studying problems with the traffic in our town. Every day when we travel to work or school, we experience too much traffic and noise. We sit in traffic jams getting stressed, or we can't hear people speak because of car horns and traffic noise. One problem is that there are too many cars and lorries in the town center. The streets are too crowded and the air is too dirty. Because of all the traffic, Mr. Martin, a shopkeeper, said, "There is too much noise. I can't hear myself think." Mr. Wood, a policeman, said, "There are also too many parked vehicles. It's difficult to walk along the streets." He added, "And there are also too many accidents." But the biggest problem is that there is too much air pollution. Some pollutants are at dangerously high levels. There is something you can do. Please write in and make suggestions on how to improve the quality of life in our town center. We will publish your ideas next week. Read the article and decide if these sentences are true or false. Number 1. The newspaper is studying the problem of noise in the town. The answer is false. Number 2. The people they interviewed are happy with the traffic in the town. The answer is false. Number 3. Mr. Martin believes noise is a problem. The answer is true. Number 4. Mr. Wood thinks it's difficult for pedestrians to walk in the city. The answer is true. Number 5. The newspaper believes that the biggest problem is dirty air. The answer is true. Number 6. The paper believes that their readers can help. The answer is true. Grammar in context: too much, too many, too more, enough. Exercise number 3. Read the article again, copy and complete these notes with too much, too many, or too. Problems in the city center. Number 1. There is space. The answer is too much. Air pollution. Number 2. There are space, and the answer is too many lorries. Number 3. There is space, and the answer is too much noise. Number 4. There are space. The answer is too many cars. Number 5. There are space, and the answer is too many parked vehicles. Number 6. The streets are space. The answer is too crowded. Exercise number 4. Complete Edward and Gary's mail to the newspaper. Use the words in the box. We have too much, too many, enough, and more. We are writing to tell you the results of our study of traffic in our town. We have found that there is space, too much traffic on our roads, and there are space. The answer is too many lorries. There aren't space, and the answer is enough buses, so people drive their cars everywhere instead. Pedestrians find it difficult to walk because the pavements aren't wide. Number 4. Space. The answer is enough, and there aren't space. The answer is enough. Pedestrian crossing. There isn't space, and the answer is enough. Parking. So cars are parked badly and block the streets. Another problem is that there aren't space, and the answer is enough trees to help clean the air. And the city isn't peaceful space, and the answer is enough, because it is so noisy. The answer is too much noise is bad for people's health. So, to conclude, in particular, the motorbike and lorries make space, and the answer is too much noise. So, to conclude, there should be space, and the answer is more buses and not as many cars, motorbikes and lorries. We recommend that some buses are replaced with the quieter electric ones. We also suggest that buses go space, and the answer is more often, so people can leave their cars at home. Finally, we think pavements should be made wider to make walking space, and the answer is more comfortable, and space, the answer is more trees should be planted. Exercise number 5. Complete these lists with words from the email. We have to تصنيف يعني مثل countable and uncountable. The countable words are roads, lorries, buses, people, cars, pavements, pedestrian crossing, streets, trees, city, cities, motorbike. Uncountable, traffic, noise, parking, air, and health. ننتقل إلى كتاب الأنشطة Activity Book page 20. We have language practice help box. For countable nouns, use too many, too few plus noun. There are too many cars on the road. For uncountable nouns, use too much plus noun. There is too much pollution in cities these days. Use more or enough before the noun to describe quantity or number. We don't need more roads, we've got enough roads. Use too plus adjective or not plus adjective plus enough to describe nouns. The pavements are too narrow, they aren't wide enough. Exercise number 1 عبارة عن crosswords صور ولنطالع الكلمات مثل كلمات متقاطعة. Exercise number 2. Rewrite the sentences using too, not enough, and the words in brackets. I can't drive a car yet. I'm too young. أنا بين قوسين old. The answer is I'm not old enough. Number 2. I don't like this building. It's not modern. بين قوسين عنا old fashioned. The answer is it's too old fashioned. Number 3. I prefer to live in a big city. This town is too small. بين قوسين عنا big. The answer is this town isn't big enough. Number 4. You can't get around quickly in this city. The pavements are not wide enough. بين قوسين عنا narrow. The answer is the pavements are too narrow. Number 5. These buildings are too dark. بين قوسين عنا bright. The answer is these buildings aren't bright enough. Number 6. You can't see the view from here. The building is too low. بين قوسين عنا high. The answer is the building isn't high enough. Exercise number 3. Complete the sentences with these words and phrases. Number 1. There are too many cars in the city. There isn't space, and the answer is enough space for them all. Number 2. There is space. The answer is too much pollution in the city. We need to find a solution to this problem. Number 3. Space, and the answer is too many people drive cars. It's bad for the environment. Number 4. Space. The answer is more people should use bicycles. We have a help box. Use a plural noun without the for talking about things in general. Use the for regions or names of countries. Use the second time you mention something. Use a the first time you mention something. Use a for one of many possible examples. Exercise number 4. Write the words for the places in a city where you can. Number 1. Study for a degree. The answer is university. Number 2. Buy petrol. The answer is petrol station. Number 3. Borrow books. The answer is library. Number 4. See important and valuable objects from the past. The answer is museum. Number 5. Get money. The answer is bank. Number 6. See a play. The answer is theater. Number 7. Do sports. The answer is sports center. Number 8. Be treated if you are ill. The answer is hospital. Number 5. Complete the text with a, the, or nothing. I'm going to tell you about space. The answer is a city called Hama. In space, the answer is the west of Syria. It is space. The answer is a city with lots of beautiful old houses. You can move around space. The answer is the city on your own 2 feet or by the space. The answer is nothing, car. Number 6. Now match each gap from 1 to 5 from exercise 5 with a. Use A to E in the help box above. We use the for regions or names of countries. We use a the first time you mention something. We use the second time the second time you mention something, and use a plural noun without the for talking about things in general. The help box use some to talk about unspecified quantities, countable and uncountable nouns. There are some very interesting places to visit just outside the city. Let's go into this countryside for some fresh air. Use any to ask or talk about quantities. Have you got any ideas about things to do? There aren't any restaurants in this part of the city. Use all to include every example of the subject. All the houses in the street were built more than 300 years ago. Use many to talk about a large but unspecified number of things. Many people moved to the cities from the countryside to work. Exercise number 7. Complete the postcard with a, the, some, any, all, or many. Hi, Jamal. I'm in Istanbul. I didn't realize what a huge place this is. Do you know how? Space, and the answer is many. People live in space. The answer is the city. More than 12 million. It's noisy and busy, but very exciting. Today we sailed across space, and the answer is the Bosphorus. To visit space, and the answer is some islands, the Princess Islands. They lie just outside space, and the answer is the city. It's quiet and peaceful there. There aren't space, and the answer is any. Cars, space, the answer is all. Transports on space, the answer is the islands. It's provided by horses and carts. But now we're back and on our way to space, and the answer is a restaurant for dinner, Rakan. Exercise 8 is over to you. نهاية التسجيل.